The Steelkings kind of was formed in 2014. It was started basically after a few kind of trial sessions, kind of earlier in that year. It was basically to kind of gauge whether, sledge hockey, as it was called back then, would be feasible in the city. There was enough interest in those early days where we kind of were able to kind of make it work. We got kind of a committee formed, constitution was signed, and we kind of went from there, really. From that point where we started with kind of very little, we've now kind of grown into one of the biggest para ice hockey teams, not just in this country but in the world. We're very active on social media. We really try to sort of spread the word of the sport, and just try and make it bigger and better for everybody.
As soon as you make that turn.
Obviously, when I'd had the amputation, I thought my days of doing sport were done and over. But then obviously when I found that there was things that, para ice hockey, you've got wheelchair basketball, there's so many sports out there that you can actually do. There's something for everybody.
When new people come in, they just get invited into the Steelkings family, and when they're part of that family, then all of a sudden, they can kind of mix and integrate with people, and they suddenly have a new circle of friends because nobody's judging them here. We just get on the ice, and as long as you're prepared to kind of play the sport and battle for each other, then that's normally the best way to kind of form those bonds. So
very, very lucky here in Sheffield that we've got Jake as the coach, who actually is sort of setting the example really for other teams in the league to get awareness, social media, things like that, and really get the sponsorship coming in for the team.